In the last episode, we kind of understood that the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix is AD minus BC, or we can also think about multiplying the elements on the principal diagonal minus the elements on the secondary diagonal, which is AD minus BC. So, and since we are trying to use memorized based rote learning for clearing the exam, this formula is pretty easy: AD minus BC or cross multiply, however you look at that. But when we try to apply the same thing for a bigger order, let's say 3 by 3, then the formula becomes this. For a 3 by 3 matrix of this, 3 rows and 3 columns, I've given you a matrix in terms of variable 3 by 3. The formula is this. The formula for calculating the determinant is this mumbo jumbo of all the variables. And you can see that even the rote learning or even memorizing is not going to help you in this case, because there are too many variables and there is no way we can memorize that. We humans have our own constraint in terms of rote learning, right? So let's try to unpack it slightly differently, and that's going to be the whole thing about how to think about remembering this formula, not only for 2 by 2 but also for 3 by 3 in general, without memorizing, and how you can find some tricks to remember the formula. That's this whole video about computing determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, now let's get back to our story for today. Okay, so what we do is, instead of following the previous episode where we discussed about what is a 2 by 2 matrix, let's understand the same, let's take the same use case about a 2 by 2 before we jump into 3 by 2, but let's try to understand it from a different lens, the lens of few terms and terminologies that we have learned. And what are those? We are going to use our three key ingredients: minor of a matrix or a minor of an element, the concept of cofactors, and the concept of scalar, and we'll talk about that, okay, because that's what we need to do. Okay, so now let's quickly revise these three concepts in few seconds. Okay, what is the minor of an element? You take any element here. If you focus here on the minor, you take any element, you cross out the row and the column, and whatever is the remaining elements, if you take the determinant of that, that becomes the minor of this element. For example, the minor of E11, first row, first column, is nothing but a number that is coming out of this determinant E22, which itself is going to be only E22, because we have learned here determinant of a 1 by 1 matrix, which is what it is just the element itself. So you're going to get the element itself. If it's a higher order, then you might actually do the computation, but since it is just one element, because it is like a submatrix of 1 by 1, it's going to be by the element itself. So that's what minor is. Okay, so cross out the row and the column and take the determinant of the remaining elements. What is a scalar multiplication? You take any number. Scalar is nothing but a number. You take any number k or any number and multiply it with a matrix. When you multiply with a matrix, the net effect of this whole multiplication is called a scalar multiplication, and I think we would have seen that in one of the earlier episodes in the fundamentals. And cofactor we already saw in the context of minors. When you use this cheat sheet and sign up the whole matrix of minors using this kind of alternating plus or minus sign, which pretty much means you're multiplying it by +1 or -1 based on which position data element is. Whatever you get, the whole effect is called as a matrix of cofactors. If you apply it individually, then on element and by element level, then it's called as a cofactor of that element. That's what we know. So let's use that concept and let's try to understand this formula from a different lens, and then let's try to generalize if there is an easy way to remember this great formula that we got for the 3 by 3 matrix. So let's take our detour from that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I published simple rules of the expansion. So do not worry about where this came from. Just follow through for once, and once we go into the actual solving of 3 by 3, it will be clear, because these are the rules by which you can remember the formula. Okay, so let's apply these 3 steps to this 2 by 2 matrix, and let's try to do the same thing for the 3 by 3 also. Okay, what is the first step? The first step states, pick up any one row or any one column. Okay, this is my determinant. This is the given matrix, and from given matrix I am putting this in a determinant format with 2 vertical lines. So I've copied it here. It's the same thing over here. Okay, and our objective is to understand where this AD minus BC kind of comes from, or how do we kind of remember it differently using the concept of minor, cofactor, and scalar. How do we expand using these three terms and get this thing? Okay. So what is the step one? Step one is pick up any row. I'm going to just bring it up. Okay. Pick up any one row or any one column of your choice. Does not matter. So let's say I'm going to pick up the first row. Okay. I'm going to pick up the first row. What is step two? Step two says, okay, this is the typos. Take each element in the row or column from step one. That is the first step. That means we have taken up the first row as such. So we have to take each element in the first row. There are two elements. We have A and we have B, and that's the reason I've kept it separately. And we need to multiply that element, whatever element that we have selected, by its own minor. Okay, what does it mean? Let's go through it again in a slow and steady way. Take each element in the row. Let's say I'm going to take, okay, let me erase this. Let me create more space for you guys. Okay, I know I'm going to select first row, right? Okay, I'm going to select the first row. Okay, this is the first row I'm selecting. Take each element in the row. So I'm going to take this element in the row over here, and I'm going to take this element here in this case, and multiply that element by its own minor. So what does it mean? If I need to multiply A by its own minor, I need to multiply it by own minor. What is the minor? I'm going to cross out the very row the A is in. I'm going to cross out the very column the A is present. So whatever I get remaining, I'm going to take the determinant of that. Okay, so I'm going to multiply it like this. I'm going to multiply that element by its own minor or a submatrix. So we are thinking this of as a scalar multiplication. If you see here, the same effect it has. There is a number outside the matrix multiplied by the matrix itself. In this case, it's a determinant. So we have a number here. Okay, and we have a determinant of a matrix, which is one element. And we know that when a determinant of a element by itself is the element itself, like how we learned here in the order of 1 by 1. So we know that this is going to be AD. This is going to be AD. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to do the same thing for the next element, because we have to apply this for the whole row or for the whole column which we have selected. Since we have selected the first row, there is one more element in this B. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take that element B and multiply it by its own minor, and the own minor is cross out the row where B is present, cross out the column where B is present. Whatever is remaining, take the determinant of that. There's only one element, so it's BC, and determinant of element by itself is the element itself, C, and this gives me AD, and I get BC now. So don't worry about the plus sign. So if you see, now we get a perspective of where this AD and BC is coming from. Now let's solve the last puzzle, which is, okay, how do I get this negative sign? Okay, where does it come from? It comes from the cheat sheet of our cofactors, where what we have done is, we always know how to assign whether a plus or a minus sign based on the position of the element. Since we have selected the first row, and since it's a 2 by 2 matrix, we don't need all of this. We just need 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so assume that this was like this. So we know that the first term is going to have a positive sign, or it's multiplying by +1, and the second term is going to be multiplying by -1. And if I say here +1, and then here I'm saying -1, it means that it's AD minus BC, and that's what we get here. So determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, the AD minus BC, which we have seen in different way, when we use the cofactor expansion based on these rules, this is the answer we get, because that's what we did at the step 3. I just forgot to bring that first. After we do the scalar multiplication, you simply in the step 3 algebraically add or subtract all the values. That is, the value is AD and the value is BC. You add or subtract based on the concept of cofactors, which is what we did. We assigned it a positive sign here, we assigned it a negative sign here, and then we add it as it is. So it's AD minus BC. That's what we did. So we did the step 3. So using this 3-step process, we can find the determinant of any order without really memorizing the formula. That's what we are coming at. Now let's see if we can apply the same thing on a 3 by 3 matrix. Still, these things get inside our head very clearly and what it means. Let me typo this. It drives me crazy when there's typing mistake. Okay, so let's do that on a 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, and I'm going to move this a bit down, because we are going to use this in a 3 by 3 matrix also. And let's see how we are going to use that. Okay, all right, so let me move it down. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use a 3 by 3 matrix here, and we'll go from bottoms up so that we see how the formula comes from. Okay, so let's say we have a 3 by 3 matrix here. Okay, and what is I'm going to do? I'm going to follow these 3 steps, and we can go for the first element, we'll go slowly, and the second and third will kind of speed up and then see where it goes. Okay, so what are we trying to say? Step 1. What is step 1? Step 1 is pick up any one row or any one column. Okay, so let's say I'm going to pick up the first row. Okay, but it doesn't matter which row and which column you pick up, whereas you will see in this example we are going to pick up a different column and not a row. But for the sake of simplicity, let's assume that we are going to pick up the first row. Okay, this is the first row. Okay, step 1 is done. What is step 2? Step 2 is take each element in the row or column that we have selected, which is from step 1, which is the first row. And there are how many elements are there? We have A, we have B, and we have C. And if you see, they are highlighted in pink color. So we're taking each element in the row or column that we have selected. Okay, yes, okay, that's 1/2 of the step 2. And we are going to multiply each of those elements by its own minor or a submatrix. Okay, and we are going to think this as a for scalar multiplication. And if you see, that's what they are doing. They are taking A. So this A, if you just read this from bottoms up. Okay, so now they have taken the first row. They have selected each element from the first row one by one. And for each element, they are multiplying it by its own minor. For A, they are taking A as a scalar number, and they are multiplying A by its own minor. And what is A's minor? You cross out the row where A is present. You cross out the column where A is present. Whatever is remaining, you take those elements and form a determinant like this over here, E, F, G, H, I, and you just multiply it. In this case, you're getting a bigger determinant because the order of matrix is bigger. In case of a 2 by 2, there's only one element. But nevertheless, the beauty is now we know how to calculate this determinant, because now this has become, we have broken this down, and this is nothing but determinant of 2 by 2 matrix, which is what we have been doing all along, which is nothing but multiplying the elements on the diagonal in a particular fashion, which is AD minus BC. That's what we have learned. And since we know the answer of this, we can easily multiply it. For example, if you see here, the scalar is being multiplied by the determinant, which is EI, multiplying the elements on the principal diagonal minus the elements on the other diagonal minus HF. That's what they're doing. So now we are getting an intuition. How can we apply these rules in a generalized level without mugging up the answer, which will be easier for us? So what did we do? We'll do it for the second element, and we'll repeat it. So what we do, we took the first row, we did it for the first element. We're going to take the second element, which is in pink color. We have highlighted that. We're going to use this element as a scalar, which is what we have done here. Okay, and we are going to multiply the scalar by its own determinant. And what is B's, it's by its own minor. And what is B's minor? Cross out the row where B is present, cross out the column where B is present. Whatever is remaining over here and over here, package them into a lower submatrix for a minor. So you get D, F, G, H. Now this will become like a 2 by 2 order, and we know how to find a determinant of 2 by 2, which is nothing but cross multiplication in this fashion. And this is what we get. We get DI, the elements on the principal diagonal, minus GF, the elements on the secondary diagonal, and multiplied by B, which is more of a scalar, which is what we call a scalar multiplication of this effect, where we multiply by K kind of a thing, right? And similarly, we do it for C. So in this way, we complete the step 2 also. And what is the step 3? Step 3 is you start algebraically adding or subtracting using the positional values based on the concept of cofactors over here. And again, since we have selected the first row, we know that the first term will have plus, and the second term will have a negative, and the third term will have a plus, and then we just add them as it is. So if you see here, the first term has a plus, here also, wherever you want to. Second term as a negative, and third term again as a plus, and they just add it. And once you expand this is the formula that I started this video off, which was a crazy formula. But now you think where this is coming from. You don't have to remember this. All you have to remember is just this step. This is the most crucial step. If you just remember this one step with the signs, it'll be easier for you. When I say signs, algebraic signs, plus or minus, right? So that completes the step 3 over here when you add that. And whatever number you get, whenever you complete this, whatever you get, that's a determinant of this whole matrix, okay? So let's take this example on the right, and instead of taking the first row, we're going to take the first column, because like I said, determinant of a matrix like if you see here in red, the final answer is just going to be a number. It's called as determinant. It can be positive, it can be negative, or it can be zero. It does not matter. It's going to be something. And regardless of which row or which column you select, the answer is going to be the same. It does not really matter. You can pick up any one that you want. And so far we have been picking up row for convenience. Let's pick up now the first column and just trying to go slow on this so that it's clear in the head, and then we can apply some of these logics in all the advanced concepts of determinants and matrices. Okay, so what are the 3 steps? We're going to pick up any one row, any one column. This time we're going to start with column. Step 2 is finding minor and doing the cofactor expansion. And step 3 is just adding or subtracting them together based on the concept of cofactors. So let's apply that step. Okay, what is the first step? Pick up any one row or any one column. We are going to pick up this column. The first step is completed. Second step is, for each element, there are 3 elements, you do a cofactor expansion or a scalar multiplication. So what we do is we take the first element 2, use it as a scalar, and multiply it by its own minor. And what is the minor? You cross out the row where 2 is present, you cross out the column where 2 is present, and whatever is remaining, you take the determinant of that, which is what this is, 5 minus 2 and minus 3 and 4, which is, we know that this is a 2 by 2, and we know how to cross multiply that. And this is what they have done here. If you see, they're multiplying 5 into 4 over here, minus 3 into minus 2. This is what they're doing, and they're closing the brackets. So this whole effect is nothing but a scalar multiplication. Then they're taking the second element 0 and crossing out the row and the column and multiplying by 0 by its own minor. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0, so you don't have to really go through that, but they have still done the steps. And the last element they have taken is 1, and anything multiplied by 1 will remain the same, but the determinant, they are finding the minor of this element, which is, if you take this, let me erase it so you show it to you once again, because that's the last piece of the puzzle. So what is the minor of this one? The last element, this is row 3 and column 1. You cross out this row, you cross out this column, whatever is remaining, you take this determinant over here, right? And whatever the number is, that's going to come. And when you do the basic elementary maths, you get a final number as 21. So at the end of the day, like I discussed, determinant is nothing but a number, and in this case it's positive, but it could be negative and it could be 0, either way. So that's all I wanted to bring this to video on how to think about determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix. In the next few episodes, we'll be applying them very extensively for solving different problems, but now you'll get an intuition of how you want. For a 2 by 2 matrix, you can memorize AD minus BC or multiplying by the diagonal elements and taking the differences. And for bigger matrix, you're not going to go beyond 3 by 3, but for 3 by 3, you can just remember this formula over here, right? Picking up any row or one column and using a scalar multiplication, multiplying the element by its own minor, and using the cofactor expansion to do the summation, and finally you have to get a number. That's what it is. So that's a wrap up, kind of a long wrap up to understand the way to compute a 3 by 3 determinant. Hopefully it was helpful to bring all these pieces together and to see where this is going, and this will be relevant for your examination. And the closing comment is the most important point. The value of the determinant remains the same. The value of the determinant remains the same regardless of which row or which column you pick up for the calculation. So it does not really matter. So with that, I will wrap up this episode, and I'll see you in the next bite. Thank you.